Most people call it ghosting. Society labels it as toxic, immature, or fear of confrontation. For the gifted, the hyperaware, and the observant, cutting someone off isn't an act of aggression. It's a systemic shutdown. You didn't leave because of an argument. You didn't leave because you were hurt. You left because your mind finally completed the patternanda. Once the brain sees a death, it refuses to spend another calorie on the path. Today, we are deconstructing the psychology of the final boundary. If you've ever vanished from a life without a single word of drama, you aren't cold. You're just running a more efficient filter. Trait 1. Character over conduct. Standard minds react to mistakes. They argue over what was said or what was done, but your mind operates on a deeper layer. Character analysis. You don't cut people off because they messed up. You cut them off because you realized the mistake was a feature, not a bug. You saw the character flaw that produced the behavior. When you realize someone is fundamentally misaligned with your frequency, talking it out feels like trying to explain color to a person who refuses to open their eyes. It's not an efficient use of bandwidth, so you simply stop transmitting. Trait 2. The door slam paradox. There is a phenomenon in high-awareness psychology known as the door slam. To the outsider, it looks sudden. To you, it's been months in the making. You give people invisible chances. You observe, you calibrate, and you wait to see if the signal improves. But the moment the threshold of irrelevance is crossed, something in your brain snaps. No longer have a file for them in your current reality. Trait 3. Signal to noise conservation. Gifted minds are hypersensitive to social noise. Every interaction has a tax. When a relationship becomes high noise, low signal, meaning it's filled with drama, inconsistency, or shallow scripts, your system triggers a diagnostic. You aren't being mean. You are performing social minimalism. You would rather deal with the vacuum of loneliness than the static of a misaligned connection. Loneliness is a flat cost. Drama is an ongoing interest rate. Trait 4. The Sentinel's prediction. Why don't you explain yourself before leaving? Because you've already simulated the conversation. Your pattern recognition engine has already predicted the reaction. The defensiveness, the gaslighting, the circular logic. You've had the argument 1,000 times in your head, and the outcome was always the same. To the other person, it's out of nowhere. To you, it's the logical conclusion of a simulation that has reached its end. You leave because you refuse to play a game you've already lost. Trait 5. The post-exit vacuum. The clarity. While others grieve after a disconnection, you feel estranged, clinical relief. The mental tabs have been closed. The CPU usage has dropped. This clarity is often followed by a period of detached observation. You watch them from a distance, or not at all, with the same curiosity you'd have for a character in a book you've already finished reading. If this feels accurate, you need to understand one thing. Your ability to walk away isn't a trauma response. It is a gifted filter. You are protecting your inner frequency from being diluted. But patterns this precise don't appear in adulthood. They are forged. This systemic shutdown usually starts in a childhood where you had to become your own sentinel, where you learned that the only way to survive the noise was to become invisible and walk away. How you grew up changed. How you withdraw today. If you want to see the original file where this pattern was first written, that breakdown is in the next video. The childhood layer clarifies everything.